Hello, hello, hello. All right. So I'm just looking on NQ right now, and I see that basically the daily picture, if you look at this, the daily picture is kind of right up to where it opened. So it came down, came back up, and then came down a little bit to where it is now. Okay, so it just recently hit that high, and now it's coming back up. No, maybe not. So it came up, came down, and then it's coming back to hit that high again. So it's very bullish, right? I think it's bullish. So, and I see it's launching right now on the 60 minute, the 15 minute as well. So ever since hitting this low right here, boom, shot up, shot up. And looking on the smaller time frames, there is no demand zone. Even on the 3 minute, there's no demand zone. So basically, what I'm saying is if it wants to continue riding upwards and continuing this trend, there's supposed to be some type of holding level that forms, some type of rally, which it is right now, base, and then rally again. And we'll get in as soon as it starts rallying again, and then have our stop in place. So that's what I'm looking out. That's what I'm looking for right now. So picture fishing. This is like, ooh, I think we might have something here. We might have something here. I'm not sure yet. I'm not risking anything yet, you know, but hey, it's there. It could be there, you know, if it sets up. So basically, ooh, it could be something here. Could be something. We could catch something here. Essentially, that's what I'm looking for. Kind of like this. See this rally, base rally? See this rally? There was nothing in it. Same thing here. That's what I'm looking for. That big rally here. It's like, oh, wait. I mean, if it wants to hold this space that it just accomplished, the bulls accomplished this amount. If it wants to hold that price, it needs to continue upwards, or at least needs to form some demand here so buyers can sit and protect that free space from being accomplished. So at this point, this has not happened. I'm just I'm just showing it to where like this is how things develop. So that's what I'll certainly be looking for. On the 3 minutes, not quite something yet. On the 5 minute, it's about to bubble upwards, a 2 bar bubbling. But this is a split. This doesn't necessarily mean it's a holding zone or a holding level. So this is a strong distal line. It's only strong if if this breaks this high, and perhaps in a stronger way, probably breaks these highs up here. So right now it did break the recent high. Now it's coming up. There's bulls flooding in. If you look on the 60 minute, it's it's very bullish, right? It's very bullish. Green bar coming back. Green bar, it's about to hit this high. It's probably going to break this high, and it's probably going to break it in a second or two. So if it breaks that high, what other highs are there? I mean, it's the high of day. It really is. I mean, it's just the high of day that could be hit. And we've got a lot of time left. We've got an hour and a half left of the market. I think it is possible to break all of those. So now the highs have broken. Now, now this is a strong distal line. So looking at 3 minute, this wasn't a holding level that I could have taken. But on the 5 minute, it's starting to develop something here. So this is a very strong bar. Now at this point, this entire split area is a demand split. That means buyers are there protecting this free space from being accomplished downwards. It's basically holding that. So at this point, this is a holding split that I would be happy to take. 6.5 holding split, 6.5. Um, that would be 6 contracts I would take on that split. However, it's very narrow. It's very narrow, and I don't like it on this same bar. I need the next bar to print, because otherwise that would be a comeback bar protection. In that case, I would still go long there, and that would still be the same amount of money on the line. So I'm still gonna do it. So 6 contracts, and look at that. It just continues long. It just does. Look at that. And the 60-minute is looking very very bullish now. It broke that recent high. It's coming up. I don't know if the bid will hit downwards here, but either way, I'm gonna get in long. I'm gonna get in long if it drops down, because that would be a holding split, which is 15175.25, 15175.25, 15175.25, and that would be 6 contracts. 15175.25. There we go. And my stop needs to be in place, which is this low. This is perfect. A perfect setup at this point. Low is 68 flat. 68 flat. And 68 flat. There you go. So, at this point, this is what I want to see. This is good. If this next bar comes into the split, I'm likely to buy it. And it could pop up all the way. At this point, can I take this as a holding level, this whole thing all together, like all the way up here? No, because it hasn't come back into the split. It would have to touch this split, or at least show a larger bottom tail than that to show that momentum coming upwards, and it's already been, touched and tested. So right now, this is all I can do. But I would have to make a decision at this point. Am I going to have my target higher than it already went? Higher than 1.75, however much it went. Am I going to have my target on this 60-minute, further than its high if it comes down here? That's a tough decision to make, and I think I'm going to be eligible for that. I think I'm going to break this daily high, so I'm looking for a huge risk reward up to this area, 240s maybe, which is going to result in a lower win rate because this is such a small, tight zone, and I have to be aware of that. That's why I'm not risking so much money on it. I'm not lessening the risk. It's just the risk on the trade. That's all. But overall, that's what I want to do. Right now, it's an X score of 2 because it's gone two risk rewards away from me before touching an entry. It might not enter. It might not. But that's generally what I'm looking for. My entry would still be in. I would still be doing this even if this bar went all the way down, because this is a strong point of buyers, in my opinion. Lots of buyers. Lots of buyers. Okay. So now it's gone 2.25 to 1. I don't know why it would stall. There's nothing much at these highs, really. So it could just continue upwards. Here, the issue would be you could hypothetically take this split into account as this long. So if this were to go down into the split and then break away upwards, I would consider going along here as it's called a holding level creation. I don't know how to call it yet, but it's just an H setup. Holding level creation, basically, H. Which would be ideal. It would be 13.92, so 14 flat. That would be 4 contracts. 4 contracts at that high, but I need it a little bit deeper. I need something a little bit deeper. Otherwise, it's just not enough for me. Sorry. I'm going to say no to it. It needs to be a little bit deeper of a pullback here. So these are 2 trades, okay? These are 2 trades. I haven't taken anything yet, okay? But I'm just saying that these are 2 trades that are possible. At this point, I would go long. Here we go. All right, I'm going to go long at this high, which is 92.75, which is 4 contracts. 92.75, 92.75, which is 4 contracts. 92.75 right here. That's 4 contracts right there. Now, at this point, I'm interested in going long here because I've been wanting to get in long. Yes, it's overextended. It's a bit high. However, um, I mean, it would be still a holding level. It would be a holding level that gets created if this thing flips over. But it's about to print in 45 seconds, so we'll have to wait until this 3-minute bar prints because it's a 3-minute setup. Otherwise, we're not playing the game, okay? Otherwise, we're not going to play. I'm not going to have this trade on. And it looks like it will. Looks like it's about to pop upwards. It's got 20 seconds left. Can it do it or can it not? So that's what's going on right now. Doesn't look like it's going to. As soon as that bar prints, I think it's 369258147. That's 3-minute bar. I'm out. I'm not gonna be in that. I'm not gonna be in that trade. I'm gonna delete that right away. Okay, and delete that in there. Okay. So that's not gonna be a trade. However, the 5-minute may establish something like that. So 3 minutes not gonna happen. The 3-minute bar, oh, that's a breakout right there. That's a breakout bar. That's a breakout right there. Going short, which is 6, BB6, which is 5 contracts going short right now. 5.
Order filled.
And boom, we're in. Take a picture of that. Let's have our stop in place. We're gonna ride this thing down for as long as it can. Okay. I don't know where it's gonna go. Let's go to 2 to 1. No, that's a bit extreme. Let's go 1.5 to 1. 1.5 to 1. 1.5 to 1. We're risking 3 apples in here. This is filled at 1331. 7, 10, 23, 355, 355, taken. This is a 3-minute, 2 BBB, end of trend, OE, yeah, end of trend is good. Okay, PE tight, and it's gone 0.75, the PIZ is NA, or you can say, 50%. 50% basically means it never crossed 50%. Anyways, so it's gone 0.75 to 1. It's gone 1 to 1 at this point. We have to set our targets at 1 to 1.5, which is right about here. 175. My target is 175. 175. That's my target right there. Target and then my entry for the next position. My entry for the next position all of course means, hold up, 355. I have to type in 356. Hold on. 356 would be the next zone. So 355. Let's just take a picture of this. This is a 3-minute. So this is the MTF, which means the minimum candle time frame, which is the time frame of focus at this point. And look at that. I mean, it almost hit my split area. So I'm looking like I'm not going to fill on that. And I'm still in the short breakout at this point. If it hits target, it would be 1 to 1.5 hit. So this would be a 5-minute split that I'm taking long right here. But we'll wait. I don't know what's going to happen. I think it,
Order filled.
boom, it hit. So our target was hit and now our entry long was hit. So we just got out at short. Now we're going long. So generally that's kind of what's going on. The 60-minute I think is probably important to just at least take a picture of because it's kind of interesting. It's very bullish and coming back on a big wick, a larger wick at least. So that's important. So that's all accounted for. 355, what's the highest time frame I looked at, is only a 5-minute chart. So I'm going to have to look at the 15-minute. So 60-minute, just like that. And then 15-minute, I'm going to have to take a picture of. right here, 15 minute. Okay, so it looks like it's about to break. It could lose, but it's also in the zone tightly. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. It at least went 1 to 1.5. It could go 2. I think it went 2. At least 355 went 2. 356, my long, is currently in play at this point. I can type it in. This one went 2. So this one is MNQ long. This is a holding split. This is a really quick holding split. I mean, it's only 8 wide. I have 5 contracts. I'm actually risking 6 contracts. So 8. I think it's 6 contracts we've got, which is 4.8 apples instead of 4. So that's fine with me. 4.8 apples I'm risking. So I'm just saying, one more contract, more. Not on purpose. Um, error in measurement line. I'm gonna say it filled when 13:33, 356, moving that long, 7, 10, 23. This was a 5-minute holding split, protecting free space of 3. It was a bit narrow. OE of 2, recency 2-1, magnitude of 2-1, X score of 2.75, maybe. Let's see the X score here. 1, 2.25. I'd call that 2.25. Okay. 2.25. Okay, good. And this is going on right now. PIZ, there hasn't been an established PIZ at this point. This one went 1.1 to 5. So 3 plus 1.5, which is 4.5, is how much we scored on that trade. This is ongoing right now. I think I'm gonna go for like a 6 to 1 or something like that. That seems to be the number for me. If you really want to see where that is, it would be up here. 6 to 1 would be these highs breaking, which is a bit extreme. I don't know. I mean, target taking is important because it's the other half of the trade. I mean, we got our stops in place. We know our stops and we know our position sizing, but target taking is something a little bit more subjective in my trading. And, I don't necessarily know where to put it all the time. I just think above these highs is a good idea because on the daily picture, that would break this high. And I think that's ultimately what it wants to do. But it might not. It really might not. In that sense, this is the bounce we're getting, and you could capture a decent amount with just this bounce. It could capture a 2 to 1 or a 3 to 1. It could break this high, this most recent high, but then hit these and go down. But I just think that it's tested this twice, thrice. It's ready to go up. I don't know though. I don't. At this point, we're just gonna have to just leave it in. And a 7 to 1, if I take this trade 100 times in a row, what do you think's gonna happen? If I take this trade 100 times in a row, you know, what do you think's gonna happen? What's the best risk reward? Well, on a basis of 100 times in a row, if I'm gonna do this 100 times, I think you could either get in close quarter combat, you could get in, oops, you get out right away, or you could get out up here.
Order filled.
Boom, I'm out. I'm out. Darn. Okay, so that is super loud. Anyways, so that just lost anyways. So it went a quarter to one probably. Yeah. Call that 0.5 to 1. I'd call it 0.5 to 1. Piz was 50%. Alright, so this was a loss of negative 4.8. So I'm basically break even on those two trades because this trade lost. And I risked a tiny bit more. Let's take a picture. Let's take a picture of this. Okay. There you go. You could go 15-minute if you wanted to. I don't think that's necessary though. So that trade is done. Okay. And now this trade is technically still going on. Obviously, I got out at 1 to 1.5, but this thing has exploded into 1 to 0.75, which is awesome for that trade. I got out at 1 to 1.5, which is right about here. I got out at 75. So, at this point, we'll just leave this going. I don't know where it's gonna go. But overall, that is a trade endeavor. That was just a little bit of combat right there. You know, just to give you a perspective of what a trade is, essentially. Um, I've, no money to show for it. I mean, it break even on that trade. This balance was at negative 130 before that. At this point, it looks like it's going to accomplish this free space below. This does look short from here to here. This does look like a short H setup, a holding zone, or sorry, a holding level creation. I'm just not, after those like 3 trades, or 2 trades right there, I can't just go on another trade. Plus, it's not the best setup. Anyways, that's generally what it is. I'm going to pause it here and then continue a different one.